So I'm going to start assembling the back of the project into the actual carcass that we've got now. So remember in the previous video, we created the backboard and we also assembled the standard carcass. We've now got to get these two things to work together. To do this, I'm going to use my rotate tool and rotate to the back of my project. I'm going to also now be editing this component. So double click to get into edit mode and you'll see I've got the dotted lines around the component indicating that we're in edit mode. And then I'm going to bring a backboard into the model. I'll start with getting the corner here and moving it to this corner right here so that they're touching. And I've got a large overlap on the right side and a large overlap on the bottom. What I need to do is to shift that so that it's evenly overlapped the whole way around. Now you might remember we used a 5mm offset. So in order to get this to fit, we're going to use the move tool and we're going to click on the corner over here, click. We're going to drag over so we've got the red dotted line showing. And instead of just clicking and letting go, I'm going to type in 5 and press enter so it moves to the left 5mm. And now I actually have an even amount of overlap on the left and on the right. I'm going to do the same process again, clicking on the corner. I'm going to drag upwards until I see that blue dotted line starting to show. Okay, so see I've got the blue dotted line there. So blue dotted lines, I'm on the right axis. And again, 5 and enter. And again, that gives me a nice even top and bottom overlap. Now, in one sense, this is good because it's going to give me the right dimensions of things, but it's not an accurate representation of my model because in timber, you don't have two pieces of timber overlapping each other. It's not possible. You have to cut them out so that they fit together neatly. And in SketchUp, we have a tool in the solid tools menu called trim that enables us to get these to fit properly. So we're going to go to tools menu, solid tools, trim. I'm going to click on the backboard first, and then I'm going to click on this rail. And you might have seen the little change that happened there. I'll just Command Z and you can pay attention. See that I've got two lines there at the moment indicating an overlap. When I click on the rail, 1, 2, so tools, solid tools, trim, click on the back, then click on the rail. Watch how these lines change because there's no longer an overlap. It's actually trimmed the rail to fit the back piece. I'm going to repeat that process. Solid tools, trim, click the back, click the side, and it's trimmed that. Solid tools, trim, click the back, click the other side. Tools, solid tools, trim, click the back, click the shelf, and that's now trimmed. Now, to show you how that's actually worked, if I was to, in the edit mode, delete the backboard, you'll now see that I've got this fancy little groove sitting the whole way around my project. And the reason I've got that sitting around my project is because it's trimmed out and replicated the exact same process that would happen if I had a router to cut that out. So I'll put that back to where it's meant to be. Go back to my front view, now my isometric view, and I now have an assembled component that's got the back, the sides, the rail, and the shelves ready to go. That also means I can edit the name of this component. So see, we've named it assembled carcass without back in the components window. Once you click on it, you can then go up to the name, you can edit the name and press enter, and it renames it permanently in your model. And again, this means that you can click and drag as many of these into your model as you need by dragging them in from your components window. Okay. So that video was a nice short one. A couple technical steps there in terms of the trim tool and editing components. So if there's any steps you missed, rewind and go back, and look forward to seeing you in video number 4.